there, second grade. How's everybody doing? And welcome back to another remote learning math lesson with Mr. Enzi. Today, we are going to learn about money. Let's get started as I shrink myself into the corner. Today, we are going to be doing grade 2, lesson 2.1, a new unit, and it's called counting money. Now there's a word up on our screen, and it's the word bills. Well, these are bills. Bills are paper money, and we can have different kinds of bills. I'm holding up $1 bills. So my $1 bills are right here. So we have coins, and our coins are little circles, round, metal. And then we have our bills, which are made out of a special kind of paper. Helps it last longer. Now, before we start counting some of our bills, I want to remind you about some place value. So you might remember in our place value, we have the ones place, the tens place, and the hundreds place. And we have 1 cube, and then we can have a long would equal 10, and then 100 is a flat. And we use those place value blocks, those base 10 blocks we call them. Well, today we're going to look at 3 kinds of bills. We're going to look at the $1 bill, which is similar to a cube. It's worth 1. We're going to look at the $10 bill. The $10 bill is like a long. It's worth 10. And then we're going to look at the $100 bill. And that's just like a flat because it's worth 100. Now, if we take a closer look at our $1 bill, you're going to notice that in the middle is a president, George Washington. And then the really cool thing about a $1 bill is that it tells us that it's worth $1. Not only does it say it, $1, but the number 1 appears all around the edges. So we know it's only worth $1. If we took a closer look at our $10 bill, you're going to notice that on the $10 bill we have somebody different. Pictured on the $10 bill is somebody who was not a president, but it's Alexander Hamilton. He was a famous American. Now, we know it's a $10 bill because look at all those tens all around it. And it tells us in words, $10. So we know that's the $10 bill. And then if we took a closer look of the $100 bill, well, you're going to notice that again, we have a famous person on there. Again, it's not a president. This is Benjamin Franklin, another famous American. And you're going to notice that there's 100s all around the $100 bill. So that helps us to know how much it is worth. And just like our coins had a heads and a tails, well, so do our dollar bills. There's a front, and then there's a back to every one. Now, just like our longs and cubes, our monies can be equal. Here I have a $10 bill, and a $10 bill is equal to 10 $1 bills. Well, let's make sure. These are all $1 bills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 $1 bills equals a $10 bill. I'd rather carry a $10 bill around than have to carry all of these ones. My pockets wouldn't be able to hold all of them. And then when we have a $100 bill, we also can use 10 $10 bills to equal it. These are all $10 bills. Well, let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So a $100 bill equals 10 $10 bills. I'd rather carry that $100 bill around than carrying all of those tens. So how much money do we have? Well, when we're looking at our $1, $10, and $100, we have to be able to add it all up. So here we have $10 and one more. 10, 11, $12. I have a $10 bill and I have two $1 bills. And that gives me $12. Here's how I write $12. I have a dollar sign that is an S and it has a line down through it. And that goes before the number. And that's really weird because I say dollar after the number, $12. So a lot of second graders think that the number, the dollar sign, should go here. They think it goes here. $12. But that's not true. The dollar sign goes in front. $12. You can also write it with a little point and two zeros. That also means $12. $12.00. All right, look at this one. Well, I have some $10 bills and some $1 bills. I always like to count my big ones first. So we need to count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. And then I have some ones. 1, 2, 3. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, $43. Wow. You can buy some cool things with that much money. Let's try another one. Oh, so this one, we have $100 bill this time. We have $10 and we have a $1 bill. So I like to count my biggest one first. That's the $100. I have 100. So I have a $100 bill. And then I have 10, 20, 30. And I have $1. Now I have to figure out how much that is. So if I know 100 plus 30 plus 1, I'll know my answer. I can also just count everything all together. 100, 110, 120, 130, 131 dollars. Notice my dollar sign went in front. Now I'll show you another way. How many $100 bills did I have? I had one. How many $10 bills did I have? 3. And how many $1 bills did I have? I had 1. Sometimes, just by looking at how many you have of each, you can see that 131 appears. That will work sometimes, and that's another strategy if you have a hard time using the other ones. Let's take a look at another one that we can try. Wow, we have lots of bills here. So let's start with our biggest bill, the one that's worth the most, and that's the hundreds. Here we go. 100, 200, 300. Wow. $10. 1, 2, 3, 4, $5. Now I have to add them all together. So one way to do it is I can add up 300 plus 10 plus 5. Or I can count them all. 100, 200, 300. 310, 311, 312, 313, 14, $315. Now, remember that other way we had talked about how many hundreds? Well, we had 3 $100 bills. We have one $10 bill. And we had 5 $1 bills. You can almost see we have a 3, a 1, a 5, and there was my money amount. So that will work sometimes too. Oh, let's try another one, our last one. There's something different about this one though. I didn't put all of my money in a nice pile. I have money that's all mixed up. So I am going to want to try and find the bills that look the same. And I'm going to start with my $100 bills. So my $100 bill, I see one here, and I see one here. How much money do we have with our hundreds? Well, we have $200. Now I'm going to look for my tens. How many tens? Oh, I see a 10 right here. I see a 10 right here. I don't see any more 10s, and I have to double check. I have 10, $20. Now I have to go and count my ones. Well, here's a $1 bill. And here's a $1 bill. Here's a 1. Here's another one. Here's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 $1 bills. So I now have 200 plus 20 plus 5. Or I can count them all at once, but I have to be careful to start with my biggest value. 100, 200, 210, 220, 221, 222, 223, 224, $225. And look how I wrote that dollar sign right out in front. And remember, sometimes I can also just count how many I have of each. I have 2 $100 bills, 2 $10 bills, and 5 $1 bills. And you can see how my answer comes out to be the same. Wow, we sure did count a lot of money today. All right, my second grade mathematicians, you are going to have an activity to do. And your activity is going to be involving counting bills. You're going to have to count dollar bills and $10 bills and $100 bills, and I can't wait to see how smart you are. Go ahead and get started. We'll see everybody real soon.